All are kindly welcome to my channel. Today I am going to present about the human heart. The human heart. What is human heart? The human heart is a muscular organ in most animals which pumps blood through the blood vessels of the circulatory system. The pumped blood carries oxygen and nutrients to the body while carrying metabolic waste such as carbon dioxide to the lungs. In humans, the heart is approximately the size of a closed fist and is located between the lungs, in the middle compartment of the chest. In humans, other mammals and birds, the heart is divided into four chambers: upper left and right atria and lower left and right ventricles. Commonly, the right atrium and ventricle are referred together as the right heart and their left counterparts as the left heart. Fish, in contrast, have two chambers, an atrium and ventricle, while reptiles have three chambers. In a healthy heart, blood flows one way through the heart due to heart valves, which prevents blood flow. The heart is enclosed in a protective sac, the pericardium, which also contains a small amount of fluid. The wall of the heart is made up of three layers: epicardium, myocardium, and endocardium. Then I am going to talk about the structure of the human heart. The human heart is situated in the middle mediastinum at the level of thoracic vertebrae T5 to T8. A double membranous sac called the pericardium surrounds the heart and attaches to the mediastinum. The back surface of the heart lies near the vertebral column and the front surface sits behind the sternum and rib cartilage. The upper part of the heart is attachment point for several large blood vessels: the venae cavae, aorta, and pulmonary trunk. The upper parts of the heart is located at the level of and the part of the heart is located at the level of the third costal cartilage. The lower tip of the heart, the apex, lies to the left of the sternum between the junction of the fourth and fifth ribs near their articulation with the costal cartilage. Then I am going to talk about the chambers of the heart. The heart has four chambers: two upper atria, the receiving chambers, and two lower ventricles, the discharging chambers. The atria open into ventricles via the atrioventricular valves present in the enteroventricular septum. This distinction is visible also on the surface of the heart as the coronary sulcus. There is an ear-shaped structure in the upper right atrium called the right atrial appendage or auricle, and another in the upper left atrium, the left atrial appendage. The right atrium and the right ventricle together are sometimes referred to as the right heart. Similarly, the left atrium and the left ventricle together are sometimes referred to as the left heart. The ventricles are separated from each other by the interventricular septum, visible on the surface of the heart and as the anterior longitudinal sulcus and the posterior interventricular sulcus. The cardiac skeleton is made of dense connective tissue, and this gives structure to the heart. It forms the atrioventricular septum, which separates the atria from the ventricles, and the fibrous rings, which serve as bases for the four heart valves. The cardiac skeleton also provides an important boundary In the heart's electrical conduction system, since collagen cannot conduct electricity, the interatrial septum separates the atria and the interventricular septum separates the ventricles. The interventricular septum is much thicker than the interatrial septum since the ventricles need to generate greater pressure when they contract. Then I'm going to talk about valves. The heart has four valves which separate its chambers. One valve lies between each atrium and ventricle, and one valve rests at the axis of each ventricle. The valves between the atria and the ventricles are called the anteventricular valves. Between the right atrium and the right ventricle is the tricuspid valve. The tricuspid valve has three cusps, which connect to chordae tendineae and three papillary muscles named the anterior, posterior, and septal muscles after their relative positions. The mitral valve lies between the left atrium and the left ventricle. It is also named as the bicuspid valve due to its having two cusps, an anterior and posterior cusps. These cusps are also attached via chordae tendineae to two papillary muscles projecting from the ventricular wall. After that, I'm going to talk about right heart. The right heart consists of two chambers, the right atrium and the right ventricle, separated by a valve, the tricuspid valve. The right atrium receives blood almost continuously from the body's two major veins, the superior and the inferior vena cava. A small amount of blood from the coronary circulation drains into the right atrium via the coronary sinus, which is immediately above and to the middle of the opening of the inferior vena cava. In the wall of the right atrium is an oval-shaped depression known as the fossa ovalis, which is remnant of an opening in a fetal heart known as the foramen ovale. Most of the external surface of the right atrium is smooth, and the depression of the fossa ovalis is medial, and the anterior surface has prominent ridges to pectinate muscles, which are also present in the right atrial appendage. Finally, I'm going to talk about left heart. The left heart has two chambers, the left atrium and the left ventricle, separated by the mitral valve. The left atrium receives oxygenated blood back from the lungs via one of the four pulmonary veins. The left atrium has an outpouching called the left atrial appendage, like the right atrium. The left atrium is lined by the pectinate muscles. The left atrium is connected to the left ventricle by the mitral valve. The left ventricle is much thicker as compared to the right due to the greater force needed to pump blood to entire body. Like the right ventricle, the left also has trabeculae carneae, but there is no moderator band. The left ventricle pumps blood to the body through the aortic valve and into the aorta. Two small openings above the aortic valve carry blood to the heart itself, the left main coronary artery and the left coronary artery. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you find this useful, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.